Hello and good evening, all of you. Nice to be here. I hope you're all doing safe, and I'm sure many of you are probably stuck at home working long hours. So appreciate you taking this time to join this meeting. So I'm happy to take any questions that you may have, not just on the IPL programs, including the Flex program, but also any question that you may have around product management, what it entails, who is it for, and it's one of the trending areas and hot areas in India. And I've been speaking to many of my friends and ex-colleagues in the industry as well. And this is one role that people are still hiring aggressively, right? So there are a couple of other areas where hiring is going on, but hiring for product managers is actually carrying on because it's one of the strategic roles in the organization. So, it looks like several of you at least have an interest in knowing what that is and what it entails. So happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Please raise your hands and I'll unmute you so that you can ask your question yourself.
Yeah, I think what Sonal meant is there is a raise hand button on the Zoom so that it flags that you raise the hand. Well, this is mainly a Q&A, right? So I'm hoping that you have questions. Otherwise, I'm sure you all have more important things to do, but happy to answer that.
Hello.
Hi, please unmute. Yeah, go ahead. Ask your question.
Yeah. So, hi, Satish. This is Abhishek here.
Hey, Abhishek. Good evening.
Yeah. So good evening. I'm currently working as a program manager in Amazon.
Mhm.
So I completed MBA this year and joined this month.
Mhm.
So my question is that while I was on campus, I was preparing for product management,
Mhm.
and somehow I felt that the recruiters were more, their preference was towards computer science graduates, which had
Mhm.
undergrad in computer science. And
Mhm.
I'm a production industry engineer from IIT
Mhm.
Roorkee. So I just wanted to know that being an industrial engineer and being a computer science engineer, I know there are many things which they have studied which I have not.
Mhm.
But for becoming a product manager,
Mhm.
which are the technology or skills which
Mhm.
I need to acquire, or uh, I should look forward for entering into product management from program?
Mhm. Okay, good question. And I'm sure many of you may be having a similar question because this is also often asked, right? So, Abhishek, what MBA program did you do?
I completed MBA from IIM Ahmedabad, so it was general management.
Is that the executive program or is
No,
that
2 years.
oh, the
2 years.
full 2 year
Yeah.
program?
Before that, I worked in engine design for 2 years.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this was
Good. I think to answer you, and I'll take these opportunities to not just specifically focus on that question, but also generally give you overall perspective, right? So this is, of course, my perspective. You can take it with a pinch of salt, but I've spent 22, 23 years in the industry, of which I've led 12 years global product management. I managed a portfolio of 8 products, about $110 million portfolio, right? So, and I accidentally fell into product management, not realizing what that is, and then spending time to upskill and reskill myself quickly, right? So, the lesson there is, a structured approach of learning the product management skills will save you years of time and some costly mistakes, right? Believe me, I've made some costly mistakes. One of the things that we try to do during these sessions or any coaching or mentoring sessions is tell people not to do those mistakes, do something else, do some other mistakes, right? So with that, yeah, your question, Abhishek, is very relevant in the sense that what kind of, people who come from technical background ask a question saying, looks like, people who are hiring for product managers prefer business background, right? And people who do business and MBA are asking this question. So, you will see very different approaches by different companies. What is very important to know and understand is, if you want to be a product manager in a technology company, right, which means the company that is using technology to solve market problems, it is an expectation from the company that you have a working knowledge of technology, not just know technology, but working knowledge of technology. So hence, default understanding is that you should have an engineering background, right? And
Okay.
especially engineering, when I say, is engineering in, in technology, in computer science, or in, at least have a good understanding. Now, that is a natural expectation, because the products that you're building requires extensive use of technology, and the people that you're going to work with, right, the cross-functional teams that you're going to work with to create that product and take it to market, all come from that background. So it is very important as a product manager that you speak that vocabulary, you understand that vocabulary that is being spoken about, and you also have a foresight and vision and work towards understanding how technology is changing, right? So if you don't have a really good working knowledge of technology, all of these things become a little harder. It is not that you cannot become, right? Now, having said that, many companies want to take the easy route to say, if I'm getting product managers who have the computer science background, who have been engineers for a long time and are good enough for me to take, then the preference shifts towards that side, right? But essentially, what is product management? Irrespective of what industry you are in, whether you're in technology industry, whether you are in manufacturing, whether you are in pharmaceuticals, all you're trying to do is understand the market problems, which means the pain points and the needs that the customers of your market have, and create a solution that works better than the current alternatives that they have today, right? Now, that the current alternatives could be some other company's product, or it could be a workaround or jugaad or whatever it is, right? So hence, you're creating a better solution. So your role as a product manager essentially is customer facing, but business decision making, right? That's very important. Keep in mind that it is business decision making, even though sometimes you make decisions on this feature, this technology, that technology, ultimately they all need to tie back to a certain aspects of the business, and hence product management is a role that is customer facing and where you make business decisions, right? So now, with your background, with your newly minted MBA, you should basically look at a company that values that, as opposed to saying, can I go work in Facebook? Can I go work in this? Yes, those are hot companies, no doubt about it. It's pretty exciting to join them, but you will encounter similar situations, because then they will say, do you understand, programming? Do you understand big data? Do you understand clustering, cloud computing, or DevOps, right? A lot of these things will come up, and then you will be confused, saying, "Arey, what certification should I do now next?"
Yeah.
Right? So don't fall into that trap.
Okay.
I think, how many years of experience do you have, Abhishek?
For after MBA? After
No,
MBA,
total work experience.
total is around 22 months. It will, sorry, 2 years to 1 month.
So this is the right time to basically say that, look, what is the best place for me to be in, that you can leverage your MBA skills and product skills and be in a company. There are 200 different types of companies, amazing companies doing amazing products, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we get lured and we get blindsided by the most commonly talked about companies. There's nothing wrong about, by the way, Facebook, Amazon, Google, or anything. I'm just saying that the alignment of expectations has to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So follow-up question is that, like you said, expectations. So you rightly mentioned that these companies are really hot shot and all. So
Yeah.
one more thing, like, see, how I developed interest in product management was that I was very interested in smartphones. Okay. So
Mhm.
I saw, especially when OnePlus came into landscape, I followed the product managers who used to like introduce the features or introduce the smartphone, I think,
Mhm.
as far as I remember. And I
Mhm.
wanted to be in that role so that
Mhm.
I own that product, and one day I will, like,
Well, you can you can absolutely get into that role. All I'm saying is that if you really want to be in those kind of products and those kind of companies,
yeah.
then clearly the expectations from those companies are going to be that you have to have a good technology background, working hands-on experience in them, right? So
Mm-hmm.
typically in these companies, unless you have 4 or 5 years of experience as an engineer, right,
Mm-hmm.
it is difficult for them to do it. Now there are other routes to get into it, right? So good designers get into the product management. Now if you have a design bent of mind, right, or if
Mm-hmm.
you have a good marketing background, or if you have a pre-sales background, so there are many directions from which one can get into this role. But be clear that it is a technology company, their products
Mm-hmm.
are hardcore technology, and the
Mm-hmm.
expectation is that anybody and everybody who's working, in fact, sales background also, they require the technology understanding of it, because that's how it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Thank you, Abhishek. I
Thank
hope
you.
that answered your question. Ritika, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yeah, hi. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, hi, sir. Ritika this side. I'm working with BCG. I am a BTech graduate, and I'm working as a product coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
So I initially started off with the testing background, and then somehow reached with the application knowledge I have somehow now. So my question is majorly that how shall I go ahead about if in case I want to be in product manager,
Mm-hmm.
let's say. So how shall I go about in enhancing myself? Do I need to enhance myself majorly in academic wise? Do I need to do an MBA or something, or certifications?
Mm-hmm.
Because as of now in my company, if you say about that, there is no one who is actually would be looking to upgrade into a product manager if you do not have a business background, so MBA or
Mm-hmm.
something.
Mm-hmm.
So I am a product coordinator, though I'm into a planning phase and all for the product, but to get that into the core product team. So
So
do I need to
your
upgrade
question
myself
is,
academic wise? Or
what do you need to do to get into the product management role?
yes,
Is that
yes,
your question?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
So Ritika, how many years of work experience do you have?
I have almost of around 8. It's close to
8
8.
years. And
8 years.
is all of those in BCG? Did you say BCG, Boston Consulting Group?
Boston Consulting, yes.
Okay.
Not
So
all
there are
those
many people.
not all those into BCG. I have KPMG
Sure.
and then BCG.
Okay. So mainly management consulting companies.
Yes, yes.
Okay, good. So there are actually several people from BCG who have done programs with IPL, right? So they enrolled themselves in the 5-month short-term certification program, ICPM. I know I can think of two names at the top of my head, but if you're interested, I think you should go and talk to them and understand how this program helped them and what in what way can they do it. But going back to your basic question, and I'll address this in a larger context as well, taking that opportunity. Very important thing to understand is, as I keep saying, product management is a very strategic role. Now, what does that mean? What that means is the decisions that you take around the product or a service that you're offering to your market, they can potentially make or break your product revenues or business revenues, right? So they can have a significant impact on multiple fronts. It could be a significant impact in terms of your brand, in terms of your revenues, in terms of your market share, or many of those things. So people in that role have a mechanism or enabled to make such decision. Hence, companies that are hiring people into that role are very careful, right? So now if you want to get, and it's a very, very exciting role, by the way. I'll also tell you, it is not an easy role, because as a product manager, you will be working with number of stakeholders to get things done. Number one, you will be working with your engineering teams to create that product, to create that awesome feature that you understood that you need to build because some customers had a pain point or a problem to solve. And then you will work with your designers to contribute to that design experience or the product experience or the service experience that you're creating. And you'll need to collaborate with the product marketing team, because now that you've created this awesome value in the product, somebody has to go and communicate that to the market, right? In a way that your customers understand. It's a very crucial step. We call this as communicating value, right? And then another crucial step is capturing value, which means you basically need to monetize that product. Unless you're a charity organization or you have other revenue streams, you need to basically create revenue streams and monetize that product, which is pricing, revenue strategy, and a lot of those things, right? Now, all product managers, by the way, don't get to work on these areas to begin with. As you progress in your career, as you progress in seniority levels, is when you get exposure to outbound product management. So broadly speaking, you can think of product management activities as inbound and outbound, right? A lot of product managers in India with titles like product owner, product manager, senior product manager are all inbound, right? Now, what that means is you will focus on working with the experts or solution makers, right? Makers of the product, which means engineering teams or people who create it, right? And so in this case, you will be working with defining the requirements, providing clarity, creating user stories, and whatever agile methodology or whatever methodology that you're using, working with designers to get that design experience done, all of that stuff. Now, once that is created, what needs to happen? You need to take that product and messaging to the market, to the right set of customers. So you will start working with the product marketing team in terms of identifying the right customer segment, identifying the positioning of the product, what kind of messaging should you do, what kind of collaterals you need to create, tools you need to create to help customers understand and buy that product, right? And then there is another set of activities that we call as sales enablement activities. So if your product requires direct sales or channel sales or anything, you will work in all these things, right? So there are, of course, most of the digital products don't have a direct sales involvement, but otherwise traditionally a lot of product services still require sales. Now, in these inbound and outbound activities, outbound is where you get to the exposure to and get to play a key role, typically from a director of products onwards, right? Until then, most of it is inbound. Now, if you look at what is required for you to get into this role, right? Number one thing is product skills, right? And there are overall, if I combine inbound and outbound, there are about 22 to 24 skills, core product management skills that we have defined as part of a framework that IPL uses, which is well recognized in the industry. It's called Adaptive Productizing Framework, right? So now, that is a wonderful wheel. I don't know if Sonal has a slide on that adaptive productizing wheel, but maybe you can bring that up later. It's actually available on the productleadership.com website. Now, that's a nice flywheel which explains to you what are the various areas that you focus, if you have to focus on, what skills are required there, right? So which means first step is acquisition of those skills. Now, the second most important thing, because acquisition of skills today is actually easy. All of you can sit in your comfort of your home and go to YouTube or go to Udemy or go to Coursera, and like Netflix watching, you can go and watch any videos that you want, right? And claim that you know that particular skill. But unfortunately, that's not true, because you know that skill only when you are able to apply that in a real world context, which means learning by doing. That is the approach that you need to take. You should put yourself in situations where while you learn these skills, you have to be able to apply that in a real world case study, scenario, example, project, whatever it is. That is number two that you need. Third one is you should be able to stand up and demonstrate your skills, because simple thing, I'm sure many of you have gone through this experience and I've gone through this before. So I'm telling you, if you are, let's say you saw that awesome product management job opportunity somewhere and you wanted to apply for it, right? The moment you look at that, you will see already 250 people applied, 400 people applied, 800 people applied, right? There are huge number of people that apply to this because all they're asking for is a resume. Now, anybody can stuff keywords into resume just so you pass that bot filters, right? Because it's humanly impossible for anybody to screen 200 resumes quickly. So many of these companies have put bot filters, right? Or keyword filters. So people just go add keyword filters and then pass through it. Now, how do you differentiate yourself from all this gang? The only way is to demonstrate that you actually have those skills by building a portfolio. Right? Now, that is on the skills part of it. The next part of it is, do you have the right connections and the network to make these transitions happen? Now, in your early stage of career, you may want to still rely on the job portals or hiring, consultants or whatever. But if you are in a mid-career in India typically is defined 7+, 8+ years work experience onwards. The transitions are likely to happen only through your networks. Right? So how do you build that network? That's the third one, right? And the third one is what kind of guidance do you get when going through any program in context of career development strategy? So you have to look at this holistically, not just saying that, can I go and sign up for that program? Right? Signing up for that program is going to help you get that number one thing in the number one part of it, which is acquisition of skills, hopefully. But don't miss out on the other things, which is application of the skills, demonstration of the skills from a skills part of it. The second part is, do you have access to a network and community of people who are already in product roles who can help and bring people together? And the third one is, of course, is there a set of people that can help you, guide you through that career transition? So for all of you, I encourage you to consider these three areas while choosing any upskilling or reskilling programs that you have. Okay, did that answer, Ritika?
Yes. That makes sense. Yes. So I was just in the process of looking for some courses or maybe a MBA program itself to get into this. So that's why I raised this question. Maybe if I can choose some right program to get, because I'm willing to do a MBA. So,
yeah, MBA, there are some excellent programs in this country which offer you MBA, but all of them offer general management, right? Which means something of everything, right? You will go through HR, operations, finance, marketing, and then yes, you can choose a 6-month specialization in the next year or 8-month specialization on that. But as far as I know, there is no specific program that completely focuses on product leadership.
That's what
I want to know everything.
When you started the answer, you told two of the programs which are relevant for this.
Yes, there are all the programs in IPL are focused towards product leadership and product management. So the programs are Executive MBA in product leadership, which is a campus-based, face-to-face campus immersion, working weekends for working professionals, right? So all participants are working professionals there. Average work experience is about 13 years, 7 years onwards to 20 years, people go through this program. And it's a UGC accredited program, right? So that is one program. There is a 5-month certification program, international certification in product management and product marketing, which starts on a particular day and ends after 5 months. So it's 5 months, 5 skills. It is a blend of campus immersion plus online, right? Online means live virtual classes. The faculty, by the way, in all the programs, the faculty from in IPL are all industry practitioners, right? So these are not from academics. These are people who actually work as, senior leaders in those specific areas, right? So a faculty who teaches product marketing is a senior director of product marketing in Razorpay, right? So a faculty who teaches business finance for product leaders is an ex-CFO, Chief Financial Officer of Titan Industries, right? So these are all people who have absolute hands-on and industry practitioners, and there are obviously advantages to that, right? So that is, there is another program called ICPM program. The third one is what we call as a Flex program, ICPM Flex. Now, the ICPM program is tied to Bangalore location, right? So which means the campus immersion happens in the Bangalore campus, and rest of the week, the live online sessions are of course online, right? But you have to come 5 times to the campus for what we call as a Scale-a-thon events, right? Where you get to present hands-on what you worked on to external jury. The external jury is again heads of design, heads of products from various companies that we invite and bring them, so that you create that network, you form that network, and they look at you and they evaluate you, and if they're hiring, they make the offers, right? So that's a part of the process that we go through. But that ICPM is location bound and time bound. Now, ICPM Flex is a program which we call it as guided e-learning programs, right? Digital program, but guided program. Now, which means that this is decoupled from location. Anybody from anywhere can sign up to this. In fact, we have participants from Dubai, from US, Singapore, I believe even from Nigeria, right? So people join from different parts. The course curriculum, the courses are all pre-recorded videos by faculty, expert faculty. But at the same time, there is a guided component to it, which is for every skill that you go through in that program, you basically have every week one live online session where the faculty joins, the mentor joins, and then the participants join. And there is a very structured way of going through this. So I encourage all of you to go through the website, and there is a digital programs where you see ICPM Flex. So maybe Sonal or anyone can post the link to specifically to that program in the chat box as well. But those are the 3 main programs that IPL offers focused on product management. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ritika. Daniel, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
If I have addressed many of your questions, then I hope we can give chance to the others who have different questions. So please go ahead.
Please unmute yourself, Daniel, and then you can ask your question.
Okay. I don't know if Daniel is having a little trouble with the audio.
Yeah, Murli, please, you can.
Okay, are you hearing me now?
Yes, we can hear
Go
you,
ahead,
Daniel.
go ahead. Murli,
Okay,
you can
fine.
ask a question later.
Okay, my name is Daniel Eshet. I'm on the business desk of The Nation newspaper, Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
I report small business and entrepreneurship. That makes me to work with tech hubs, incubation organizations and entrepreneurial organizations. And I had developed interest in product management. And I find out that across the sector, even with those who are in tech companies, you find people who have backgrounds in humanities and pure sciences going in to become successful product managers. And I want to find out, I know from the Oracle background, there's so much technicalities involved, like the simple thing that's little startups, agri-tech does in Nigeria. I have a mass comm background. I want to find out, is it possible for me to be a successful project manager? I've done something in UI, UX design and all that. I've been trying to do on digital marketing. So to have a rounding knowledge of this industry. So I want to find out, sir, from what you've done, I know that India is different, the US is different, Nigeria, anything goes in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Is it possible for somebody to have a communication background to be a successful project manager, sir?
No, so Daniel, great question. Let me tell you, in Oracle, I once hired a pianist as a product manager, a pianist, a musician, right?
Okay, sir. Okay.
Absolutely. In fact, I know of several folks who come from media industry, publishing industry, content industry, which has nothing to do with technology per se, right? Now, that's mainly because you have to understand the responsibilities and the strategic role of this product management, right? And if you're able to identify your strengths and upskill and reskill on the core product management. Now, the core product management skills really have nothing to do with technology. It is a set of frameworks, a set of methodologies, a set of tools that you learn, and you should be able to apply them in any context. When I say any context, that product could be a digital product, a technology product, it could be a water bottle, it could be a book, right? It could be a service.
That's okay.
Right? So that's basically what you should be thinking. And so absolutely possible. And there are some great product managers that I know who have absolutely no technology background. But I want to go back to the first question that I addressed, which is, however, if you're looking to get a product manager role in a technology company, you should definitely have technology background.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you mean a background in web development can help it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. I'm very grateful.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Daniel. Murli, please go ahead and ask your question. You'll have to unmute yourself.
Hello.
Yes.
Hi.
I'm audible. Hi. Hi. Myself Murli. I'm working for Bosch from past 6 years in Bangalore. So I'm completely into automotive chassis segment. So basically working as a developer out there. So now I don't have any MBA background as such, and I'm not into any associate product lead or something. I don't hold such positions in Bosch. But since you've already addressed majority of my questions, but I have one point to ask. Actually, I was looking for a course in USA into the product management. Before that, I was very much interested in doing MBA, but then I felt like, okay, let us specialize in one segment, which is the product management. So some of the majority of the schools in US, they're offering apart from MBA, specialization into the product management, like Temple School of Business, New York Stern, and all this. So, okay, in such case, why do they segregate it? I mean to say, how the MBA is different from the product management. I mean, I heard from one of my friend who's working as a lead product management said that MBA is very much required to understand or to do a better job as a product lead because of the economics, what they teach in the B school, and also some of the skills such as how to market the product and how to understand the customer requirements, stakeholders, and all. So probably the MBA will definitely help and add as a filter to get the job as a product manager. So I mean, if you specifically do the product management, I mean, will we acquire all these skills and will that so that was my question. That's it.
Right. So my simple answer to that is, number one, MBA is absolutely not required to be a product manager. It is a nice to have. Right now, many people say that it's a good to have MBA mainly because the presumption is that only in MBA you get to know the business skills. Right now, yes, because the degree is designed to impart you certain business skills. Right, so it becomes a natural thing to say that if you have MBA, you naturally have business skills. So naturally, you are well suited for taking the product role. Right now, but product management requires a ton of other things which have less to do with those things. Now, absolutely, at a certain stage, in fact, whether you are a product manager or not, right, whether you want to continue in whatever functional role that you have, you may be, let's say, senior engineering manager today, or let's say you are a senior program manager today. If you want to grow in your career in that area, let's say you love it so much that you want to get promoted and accelerate your career, at a certain stage, business skills will become critical. Right? When I say business skills, things like understanding finance, business finance, right? Being able to interpret financial statements, budgeting, understanding the returns on projects, right? IRR and all of those things, how to calculate. Those becomes important irrespective of whichever role you're in, if you want to grow in an organization. Then of course, there are other things about leadership, right? That's also very critical, irrespective of whether you're in product management or not. But what happens is these skills become important early enough in product management, because you are now dealing with investments, allocation of money, making decisions on what to do, what not to do in the context of the products or services that you're offering. So you really need to know those skills early enough, right? So which means that yes, there are core product skills, and then there are business skills, and then there are leadership skills. So these three things, if you view them as a dial, as a radial, right, the level of importance of this varies as you grow in the role of a product management. Now, where can you get all these skills at one go, right? So yes, there are several places where you can find, you get excellent business skills as well as excellent leadership skills, but very less on products, right? So you look at the programs, and I also encourage you to look at the executive MBA program in product leadership in IPL, which is exactly, designed to address this need, which is there are about 24 skills that every month there is one skill that is focused on. It's an 18-month program. But forget about the skills. The most important part is in what context are you applying those? Are you applying in the context of a real product idea, right? A good example I'll give you, in the EMBA program in IPL, every participant gets to bring their own business idea or product idea, right? And they go through an ideation phase, filtering, and then they pitch it to the cohorts, and then teams form, co-founder, founder teams form. And then they start working on that product idea by applying the skills that you're already learning as part of the curriculum, and then take that product idea from ideation stage all the way to the market, right? Which means you need to do what we call as customer discovery, problem validation, solution hypothesis, creating experiments and testing it, which means you're all doing this outside your home, outside the campus, right? You're talking to your actual customers. And then you build a prototype, you take it to your customer, get validation. In fact, you even get paying customers, right? So this is how it is sequenced across the 3 semesters that happen. So as you do this, what happens is you're not only learning the product skills, but also applying them, plus the business skills, plus the leadership skills. And that is critical for any program that you take. You can choose any program, right? But make sure that you have these elements in it.
Okay.
Is that clear?
Yes. Thank you, Alon. Thanks.
Sure.
Thank you, Murli. Kavita, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Voice is
Hi.
breaking. So no, yeah.
Am I audible? I'm Kavita.
Yes, Kavita. Okay.
Hi. I think you have pretty much answered the questions I had in my mind, but for the sake of it, I just want to, get a confirmation.
Mm-hmm.
So I am a graduate BCom graduate with about 11 years of experience.
Mm-hmm.
I've worked in diverse profiles, started off initially like even a customer service, sales front, and then I've worked in mortgage services. I've worked in financial planning and analysis, and now I'm doing pricing bit of it. So when I was doing financial planning and analysis, I worked on a couple of projects where it helped them, management to take certain decisions, those kind of projects.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened here is I work with companies like Honeywell. Right now I'm with VMware and all these kind of organizations. So what happened is I'm kind of picking or wherever there's an availability, like there's a requirement, I'm jumping in profile and taking it up, doing it. It's difficult sometimes because when I was in FP&A, I had to compete with people like chartered accountants and BAs whose core competency was finance itself, and I did not have that kind of background, but still I survived and sustained there for about 6 years. So, it was a tough competition. So, but now I want to kind of make it more directional and try to see, how I can direct this from here. I don't want to get picked by companies wherever they need. I want to have more direction towards what I want to do. So I did a lot of research and understanding. MBA was not I didn't think that was an option, because with this kind of experience, I already had an idea of what's an MBA going to, that could just be for a certificate's sake, but I want to learn something as such and develop the skills in a proper direction. So I just want to understand if this is something where I can go. I have actually zeroed down on this option right now. So I want to understand.
What is your overall experience, Kavita?
11 plus years.
Great. So you shouldn't even be bringing this BCom graduation into picture.
Yeah.
Right? That is irrelevant now. You are much more, you have gained so much experience. You have, I'm sure, built a wealth of knowledge in several areas. So that's, see, for all of you, I encourage you to think you as a product. You yourself are a product, right? So don't talk about history. Talk about what value you can bring and what problems you can solve for that company that you want to join, right? So that helps you reorient your thinking very differently. Now, by doing what you're doing, Kavita, I'm sure you've realized, and I'll guess this because I know I've speak to many people, so I mentor a lot of people, and this is quite common, is by doing what you've been doing, you get into an unfortunate state where you start believing that you don't have enough skills, or you don't have enough for what companies want. Now, unfortunately, that is a wrong conclusion, right? You get into a demoralized state saying that, look, I'm applying wherever I want. Nobody is even calling me. I'm not getting even email. So maybe something is wrong with my profile. No, there is nothing wrong with your profile, right? The thing is, as you said, you have to be direction oriented. Absolutely, right? And that's very important. So another thing that I'll tell you is, and I've faced this, and many of my peers have faced this, which is when we are looking to hire, let's say, product managers, right? Often, many people make the mistake of taking the same approach as hiring has been happening for various roles the same way, which is, let's put a job description out and let's ask for resumes, and we're going to get some 200 of them, as I said before. And then many of them will have this title called product manager, right? And unfortunately, there are many people without that title who are great at product skills, right? Now, what is the mechanism? What is the forum? What is the platform for them to be able to demonstrate that and still get to that job without going through that, resume nonsense, right? And this is exactly, I personally been championing for 4 years now. And, now in this, not just me alone, there are a lot of people like me who are doing. Now there is apparently a standard phrase that's called job auditions, right? So at IPL, we take exactly the same approach, which is we bring the hiring managers to IPL, not the other way around. We don't, what we do is we speak to the hiring manager, not HR people, but the hiring managers, and, tell them that, look, here is a product talent pool. And by the way, many of them are not product managers previously. But now we believe, and they believe, that they have the product skills to demonstrate it to you that you will be convinced. So come to this platform and start hiring. And that works, right? That works because many product managers hiring people want to look at how you can apply those skills into a challenge that is given to you. That is the most crucial part. And if any of you have looked at product management interviews, right, there are 10,000 web pages that talk about those things. Every interview question is designed to test you this, designed to test product thinking, not some particular mathematical thing or a computer science thing. It is designed to think, and that is what is important. So irrespective of what degree that you have, background that you have, these skills can be acquired, and you should learn to apply them, and you should learn to demonstrate them. These are the three things. So directional is very critical, Kavita, and these programs will help you bring that direction to you. And also not just the program, right? The associated support system is what matters.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you, Kavita. Akshay, please go ahead and ask your question. You'll have to unmute yourself before asking the question.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Basically, I'm coming from a little bit of startup experience as of now. So I'll try to introduce this is Akshay here. So I'm currently working as a product manager, but I've internally promoted as one. So I started off being a firmware engineer. And after a year or so, I migrated towards an IoT product manager. In client startup Bounce, if you might have heard, Bangalore.
Yes, of course.
I was basically heading the telematics products which we are giving to the Bounce and the bikes which are roaming around. So I went down to provide them about 25,000 devices, and that is how about. So right now I'm in a situation where I'm basically having about 4 years of experience, about 3 years of experience in hardware and firmware kind of domain, and it's about 1 year I've landed up in product. So now the situation I have in hand is either should I look for an MBA and go towards MNC kind of a product role, or should I look for more specialized product related courses and maybe gain some more structural knowledge or in there. So that is where I'm currently being confused of.
Right. So since you're already in a product role, you kind of understand what might be involved, although at a microcosm level, right? Which means you're heads down working with the development team or engineering team to say what needs to be built, what is this feature, give more clarity, define it better, and working with the Scrum team or whatever team that you're doing it. Yeah. Now, what is absolutely critical, and I speak this from personal experience. As I said, I was an architect in Sun Microsystems, by the way. If you guys know that company, I was part of the core Java team. I was part of the team that created Java, right? So, and then I moved into the product management, and suddenly we start thinking, from a solution point of view all the time, because as engineers, you're tuned to think from a solution point of view.
Yeah.
And that unfortunately is not the right way to be a product manager. You have to start putting your problem lens, right? Pain point lens and customer lens and business lens. And those require us to unlearn some things. And you only have 4 years, so it's easy for you to do it. Remember, 12 years, 10 years, people, we've accumulated so much experience that it's difficult for us to let go of certain things, right? So that's important. So, which means you need to go through a very structured way of understanding the pieces of the puzzle, right? What each piece of the puzzle means and how does it fit into the overall puzzle. Now, you also need to acknowledge that you may not be able to be playing with the whole puzzle today, right? But having a solid understanding of that puzzle will help you make better decisions. You may not be a person directly involved in product marketing or digital marketing, right? Or sales enablement or any of those things, but understanding what that function is, what skills are required there, and how as a product manager you should be doing will help you create a better messaging, will help you create a lot of things that happen around that product. So a structured way is absolutely important. Now, yes, now in the present context, there are many specializations that you're seeing given various companies that are coming. There is something called AI product management, right?
Yeah.
So, and there is IoT product management, and there is specializations are absolutely there because you combine now your domain expertise with the product skills.
Yeah.
Right. The moment you are able to combine that, then you become that niche product manager who has often when people are hiring product managers or are in the roles, the domain knowledge is not that very important, right? Sometimes it is important, but not great. But if you find a role which brings, you can leverage that domain experience, expertise, and your product skills, that becomes that specialized role. So yes, I would suggest though that you start with getting a solid foundation on the core product skills and a structured way of approaching that. Okay. After that, any specialized thing will become easier.
Okay.
Yeah. And by the way, IPL works with Bounce quite extensively. In fact, Bounce, provides challenges to work on for executive MBA people in the third semester. So I know some people in Bounce.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I have one more question ahead of this. Basically, what I am encountering right now is, should I go behind something which will give me a brand such as an MBA, or should I, like you said, should I stick to my niche and not be more generic product manager or an MBA graduate?
Yeah.
I don't know what is the pros.
I think this seems to be a recurring theme. The way I would approach this is two things, and I'm trying to put myself in your shoes with 4 experience. Believe me, it is hard. After spending a couple of decades, I'm trying to think what it looks like. But here's the 2 things that I will evaluate. One, am I excited about technology? Am I excited about building products? Am I excited about solving customer problems? Right? That's the number 1 thing. Right? Am I going to be excited 4 years from now, 5 years from now? Right? So that is one thing. Now, it's hard to predict what you might be interested in 5 years from now, but if you have that passion, if you have that curiosity, all of that, it is clear, right? So you will do it. I always believed that I wanted to spend my life in technology, in building products, right? Because I've been an engineer, hands-on this, and I loved it, right? So number 1. The second thing is, any program, it doesn't matter if it's an MBA in India, MBA overseas, or whatever it is. You know, today's need of the hour is not a degree. Today's need of the hour is ability to learn by doing. If you're not able to do that, believe me, those degrees will become certificates on a virtual wall somewhere, right? And if you're not able to extract and apply that in any context, then that is difficult. Third one is an MBA in what, right? I'm sure there are lots of specializations, right? And you will get a good exposure to what is marketing, what is finance, what is sales, what is organization behavior, what is HR, right? All of these things, right? Sure, you know, you can go and say, I want to know about all of those things, but maybe focus on one thing. And by the way, if that one thing is products, what's your option, right? Think about that. So these are the 3 things that I would subject that questioning to.
Okay, thank you so much.
Sure.
Thank you. Vinay, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hello, myself is Vinayak. I am working in Robert Bosch. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, Vinayak, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm in hardware side. Till now, I have a total of 17 years of experience in hardware side. So my question is, I don't know anything about software, and also a little bit of finance, also very less in that case. And I'm actually working for the product only, for some product, telematics. So with this much of experience and this, do I require any degree, or do I have this certification is sufficient for me?
That's a difficult question for me to ask, because I personally don't attribute much value to a degree, right? That's my personal view. But having said that, there are several people who find the degree valuable for a variety of reasons. I don't think that's the lens that you should look at it. Of course, you know, if you want to get a degree, you get a degree. But what are you getting along with the degree is also important, right?
Okay.
So if the priority is that, how can I be in a role, current role, be more effective, or in a different role, which will help you build those products better. Now, when you spend, let's say 15 years, 17 years in Bosch, and I'm sure there are lots of products, right? So you're working in the product space. Now, the question is, if you are already in a role that is in a decision-making role, which means what product should we build next? Now, I'll ask you guys a very simple question. What is a product? Right? A very basic question. What do we mean by a product? Why does even a product exist? The answer to that is very simple. A product is or a service or a solution exists to solve a problem, to solve a pain point, or to address a need. That's all, right? If there is no pain point for anybody, If there is no need for anybody, then there is no need for a product.
Okay.
Right? If you understand this fundamental thing, now everything around products and product management is about identifying, quantifying that market problem. And then use your expertise if you're an engineering background, use your experience if you're a designer background or any of these things to work with the actual specialist who will build a solution to solve that problem.
Okay.
And along the way, you make a lot of decisions, right? Trade-offs.
Yes.
Both from an investment point of view, from a product features point of view, from a customer's point of view, from your business point of view, a lot of and these decisions require you to have a level of maturity and certain skills for them to be effective, right? That's essentially about product management. Now, you can say, will I get that if I do MBA? Maybe you will get if you do it from the right place. But is MBA important to do this? In my view, absolutely not.
Okay. Yeah. And one more question is, if I do certification, is there any possibility to switch over to some other domain?
So again, same answer I would give you slightly, which is a certificate in itself will not help you get there. There is no certificate in the world that will help you get to transition to something else. Okay. Certificate is kind of an insurance policy. Think of it that way.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
It's good to have it, but don't expect to use it.
Okay.
Right? So, which means everything that you need to do is outside the context of that certificate. Yes, it's good to have a nice certificate. Keep it and you can show it and people will ask and say, hey, I have it. But just because you have a certificate, transitions won't happen.
Okay.
And now, again, a lot of these are my personal experiences and views. I'm sure there are people who will say, nay, I need that certificate. Absolutely, get it, right? If you can. Okay, good.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Vinay.
Okay.
I hope that answered your question.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sai. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much. And hopefully all of you, sorry, I need to get on to another call and need to wind up now. But I hope I was able to answer many of your questions. But as Sonal said, in case you have further other questions, I believe you can set up a time with some faculty. Go ahead and take advantage of that. Right?
And you will get your answers. So thank you for joining us today. Good night.
Good night.